Hey everyone, welcome to this gospel cultured group training, and we're so glad that you're joining us. My name's Chris, this is Michael, and we're talking about what does it look like to have a gospel-centered small group. And there's a lot of aspects to that, but today in particular, we're gonna look at what does it look like to have gospel-centered service in your small group. And that's tough for a lot of us. So we talked to a few small group leaders about what does that look like in their group. So let's take a look at that, and then we'll chat a little bit at the end.
How most people view the gospel, sort of default mode of pop American Christianity, is to view the gospel like a runway, right? And so I need the gospel at the beginning of the Christian life to believe and get off the ground. And then I need the gospel sort of at the end, to punch my ticket into heaven and, get in. What gospel centrality is it's changing the analogy from the gospel as runway to the gospel as jet fuel. It's the thing that gets me off the ground. It motivates me through the entire Christian life. It drives me to sanctification, and it's what takes me home into glory.
So as you read the Gospels, you come to discover just what a servant Jesus is, the servant's heart that's on display in his words and in his actions, the way that he serves his disciples, the way that he washes their feet on the night that he's betrayed, the parables that he tells. I mean, the one parable that really sticks out to me is when Jesus is giving the parable about the master who's going to come back, and he's talking about the servants and the master, and then he talks about when the master coming back, the master will serve the servants, and you just think how crazy this sounds, but this just shows you the heart of humility and the servant-like nature that we have in the God that we serve, the God who gave his son to die for us. So as a leader, we're not standing over our group just telling them what to do. As a leader, we see ourselves in a posture of service. And if you don't see yourself as a servant, you're more likely to burn out. You're more likely to get frustrated. You're more likely to be disappointed when things in your group don't go your way. What will keep you motivated as a leader is by recognizing that you are serving people, that is that this work that you have, that is, in a sense, you're a teacher, you have authority. In one sense, you're a leader, you're facilitating conversation. There's a sense of authority with that, but it's grounded in this understanding of service. When we start with ourselves wanting to have the same servant heart as Jesus as a leader, if we do this right, we go for the hearts of our people to where we see service spread in our group serving our church serving our world. What we're doing is we're modeling for the world. This is what Christianity looks like. This is the beautiful heart of Christianity, that Jesus Christ came not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many.
So gospel-centered service. I talked to a lot of small group leaders, and this is a frustration for them. They want their group to serve, they want a way to serve the people around them, but they just don't know how. They don't know where to start. As a leader, how do I serve? So what would you say to a small group leader about gospel-centered service?
I would say that you need to attack it in a two-pronged kind of way. You need to attack it philosophically or educationally, and then you just need to attack it practically. The philosophical and the educational piece is helping people understand the reason why this has to be a part of the rhythm of our group. And that's where the gospel-centered part of the service comes in. And that's through just constantly emphasizing we serve because we follow Jesus, and Jesus modeled what it means to serve. He gave his life as a ransom for many, and we are to serve one another. We say we serve because it reminds us that there is no one that I am too good to serve. There is nothing that is beneath me, that I am a sinner that is saved by grace. This person is also a sinner who can be saved by grace, so I'm going to serve. Part of it is educational, helping people understand the motivation behind it and why that is rooted in the good news of Jesus. And then there's the practical part of it. And this is just a matter of consistency and persistence on the part of the group leader. Mm-hmm. Is that the group leader at some point has got to decide this is going to become not just an ancillary part of what we do, but it's going to become really core to the regular rhythm of our group. Mm-hmm. So practically, the way that you do that, I think, one way is that from the very beginning, when you start meeting, you set the expectation. Guys, every 6th week of our group, we are going to serve, or whatever that rhythm is. Mm-hmm. So you start building that expectation early, and then you persist through actually doing it. I think there are a lot of groups who find it very easy to find an excuse not to actually do it, to say, well, the opportunity didn't come through, or it's the weather's not good, or we really need some more time to be together. Can't do that. If you really want it to be part of you, it's a matter of persistence and perseverance, and then just executing on it over and over and over again. And eventually you'll build it into the rhythm of what you do.
And you don't want it necessarily to be a project, but to be a lifestyle.
Yeah.
But it's got to start somewhere.
It does.
So you start with that project and you get consistent with it, and it becomes a lifestyle.
It does.
We
for
serve
sure.
the people around us.
You model that as a group leader in that you serve your group first, but you also model it in the fact that as a group leader, you don't show up on the day that you are doing this project and you ought to be the one with the enthusiasm. Like, you're showing up, guys, come on, let's, do this. You're the one that's rallying the troops, the one that's excited, the ones that is most connected to the gospel-centered motivation behind what you're doing, the biggest cheerleader on it. So it starts with you, and then it spreads and bleeds over into your group members.
So if you want to know more about how you can serve with your group, how you can serve your group, Michael and I wrote an ebook called the Gospel-Centered Small Group, and you can get that as a free download. There'll be the URL on the screen, but check that out. There's just some practical tips on how you can serve your group, and the group can serve eventually the world. But thanks for joining us.